George Orwell and 1984, a dystopian vision of totalitarianism. One of the most famous novels about totalitarianism is 1984, written by George Orwell and published in 1949. Orwell was a British writer and journalist, deeply influenced by his experiences in war and politics. He had seen the dangers of totalitarian regimes, especially Stalin's Soviet Union, and wanted to warn the world about what could happen if freedom and truth disappeared. The plot. The story is set in a dystopian future in the year 1984, in a world where the planet is divided into 3 superstates, always at war. The novel focuses on Oceania, a country ruled by the Party, led by a mysterious and omnipresent figure called Big Brother. The main character is Winston Smith, a low-level employee who works for the Ministry of Truth, where his job is to rewrite historical records to match the party's current version of events. Winston secretly hates the regime and dreams of rebellion, but the government controls everything: thoughts, language, history, and even emotions. Every citizen is under constant surveillance through telescreens, devices that work both as TVs and cameras, and every action is monitored by the thought police. Independent thinking, called thought crime, is forbidden. Winston begins a forbidden love affair with a woman named Julia, and they both try to resist the system. However, they are eventually captured, tortured, and brainwashed. In the end, Winston loses his freedom, his love, and even his own thoughts. He ends up loving Big Brother. The main themes. 1984 explores several important and disturbing themes. Total control. The government has absolute power and dominates every aspect of life, from public actions to private thoughts. Surveillance. Technology is used to monitor people constantly. There's no privacy, and fear keeps everyone obedient. Manipulation of truth. The regime controls history and facts. If the party says 2 + 2 = 5, you must believe it. Loss of individual freedom. People are not allowed to think, speak, or act freely. Even love is forbidden. Language as a tool of control. The party creates a new language called Newspeak, designed to eliminate rebellious thoughts. Fewer words mean fewer ideas. The message. Through this novel, Orwell wanted to warn people about the dangers of totalitarianism and the loss of personal freedom. He believed that if a government gained too much power and citizens didn't protect their rights, democracy could disappear. Orwell's book is not just science fiction, it's a political warning that still feels relevant today. In fact, expressions from the novel like "Big Brother is watching you," "thought crime," and "doublethink" have entered everyday language to describe government overreach or manipulation. Conclusion. George Orwell's 1984 is a powerful novel that shows what can happen when freedom is taken away. It reminds us that truth, privacy, and the right to think independently are values that must always be defended. Even today, with modern surveillance and misinformation, Orwell's message continues to open our eyes and make us reflect on the world we live in.